All right. Well, we're here with Germantown, I guess, acting coach Mark Adams. I guess before I ask you a few things about your return to the head coaching position, your thoughts on the game today, second quarter. It seemed like that's when your guys really started to come together and put a run together that kind of gave you that cushion.
Right. Yeah, last night we only played 2 out of 4 quarters against Milwaukee Lutheran, so we were not real happy, and we did not do a very good job blocking out, so we made blocking out a priority today, and I think that really made the difference. And a lot of things we're doing defensively, causing some pressure with the ball, and then limiting them to one shot because we were getting the defensive rebound. So our defensive pressure is really what sort of ignites everything else. And I think the way we share the ball is and play so unselfishly, it makes it a real joy to be able to coach all these guys. We get 3-4 guys in double figures, and that's huge. And nobody cares. Players just, as long as it gets done, that's really what they're looking for.
Yeah. Juwan McLeod, even though your scoring was balanced, at least in my opinion, if there's a guy that's kind of sets the tone for what this team does, it's him. What's his effect on this group, do you think?
Well, he's been on quite a roll here for the last couple of weeks, and we've tried to make a little bit more of an emphasis that when he gets it in his hand in the backcourt, we want him going as fast as he can, pushing the ball, and if he sees anybody with their back turned on the other team, he's got to get to the lane, and he either goes all the way or he kicks it out if they step up on him. So he's finding people, but he's also getting some penetration that's getting him to the foul line, and then his offensive game is not totally complete, but he can hit the three, he can get the mid-range, and he can get it to the basket, and he makes free throws. So he just plays with a ton of energy, and now this year I think he's really playing well on the defensive end, putting pressure on their ball handler, and that's not easy to do when you're running the show at the other end.
Yeah, with this group, I know you talked about, wanting to, last night you only got 2 out of 4 quarters that you were looking for, but nonetheless, this team is still, you're still undefeated. At this stage of the season, that's quite an accomplishment, especially given some of the turnover that you guys experienced at the start of the season. We got about 3 weeks left in the regular season, but if you had to assess what keeps this group going, what is it?
Well, first of all, as I came in, obviously there isn't anybody more familiar with their talent coming back than I was because of preparing for them for 14 years, so I certainly knew what the scouting report was, and I even mentioned this at a parent meeting that I was totally amazed at how good some of these players were that I really didn't have on my scouting report last year, and it's all to their hard work in the off season. There's a real belief in being part of the Germantown tradition and not wanting to be the group that maybe slips up on that and lets that down, and I think that's a real positive motivating force for all these players.
Yeah, and then also you stepped in for Steve here for for a bit. Can you explain how he's doing and how long? I don't know if there's a timetable of when Steve might return, but Can you address that?
Yeah, he got hurt on the job and ended up having to have knee surgery in the middle of January, and had some complications with a blood clot, and obviously you can't mess around with something like that, and until the doctors are convinced that that's not going to be an issue anymore, he's not allowed to do anything. Go to games, coach, go to work, anything. And I just wait for the call on Sunday night is what it's been the last 3 weeks, and I'm either on or I'm back to being an assistant. So obviously it wasn't in the cards, but certainly as an assistant you try and do whatever you can to help out, and that's my responsibility right now.
Yeah.
Hey Mark, can I throw in something quick?